Think about those brands from your childhood that just kind of vanished? Well, today we're going to talk about the incredible story of a company that didn't just fade away, it totally died. And then it engineered one of the most brilliant, low-key comebacks in recent business history. And trust me, this is about way more than just pizza. It's a masterclass in how to survive. So let's go back a bit. Does the name Mr. Gotti's Pizza ring a bell for you? For a whole generation, this wasn't just another restaurant. No way. This was the spot for birthday parties, for celebrating after the big game, those classic family nights out. For a lot of us, it was a core childhood memory.
So what was the magic formula? Well, it was this perfect mix, right? You had the unlimited pizza from the buffet, which was amazing. You had the constant soundtrack of buzzing arcade games, and you had this whole vibe that was just built for family fun. You didn't just pop in for a quick dinner. You were there for the whole evening. And back in its heyday, this place was an absolute giant. But that feeling, that bustling, vibrant, fun family spot, well, it wasn't going to last. The world was changing fast, and Mr. Gotti's was about to get left completely in the dust. Okay, so here's how it all fell apart. While Mr. Gatti's was kind of still coasting on its 80s popularity, its competitors were making moves. I mean, think about Domino's. They poured a ton of money into technology and building out this incredible delivery system. Pizza Hut was constantly reinventing their menu. And Mr. Gatti's? Well, they pretty much just stayed the same. And by 2019, that old model just broke. It completely shattered, and they ended up in bankruptcy. And this, right here, this gets to the absolute heart of the problem. The entire Mr. Gotti's business model was built on one single idea: get families to physically come to them, to these huge, expensive-to-run restaurants. But people's habits were changing. The market totally shifted. Suddenly, it was all about convenience, ordering online from your couch and getting food delivered fast. Mr. Gotti's was completely on the wrong side of that massive cultural shift. And the results of that mismatch, well, it was predictable and, honestly, pretty devastating. As fewer and fewer customers actually showed up, the crazy high costs of their giant restaurants became impossible to maintain. The company was just bleeding cash until finally it collapsed. For all intents and purposes, Mr. Gatti's was dead. But the story doesn't end with a boarded-up building. Not at all. This is where a classic cautionary tale completely flips and turns into an incredible lesson in modern business. This is the comeback. So after the bankruptcy, the new owners had a choice to make. They could have tried to just, revive the old model, go head-to-head with giants like Domino's and Pizza Hut again. But they were smart. They knew that was a losing battle. So they made this critical decision. Instead of trying to win the old game, they were just going to create a totally new one. And here is the absolute genius of it. The strategy was so simple. Why spend millions and millions on advertising, trying to pull people away from their daily routines? They didn't. Instead, they partnered with Walmart. I mean, just think about that for a second. Millions of people are already walking through Walmart's doors every single day. They didn't have to bring the customers to the pizza. They brought the pizza directly to the customers. Brilliant. And don't just write this off as a clever little one-off trick. No. This is a fundamental billion-dollar lesson in business strategy that you can apply to almost anything, far beyond just pizza. It's all about how you can get massive growth by thinking smarter, not just by spending more money. It's a concept called leverage. The entire idea behind this comeback can be summed up in just one word: leverage. It's this incredibly powerful idea of using a flow of people that's already there, an existing platform, an existing habit, and just placing your product or your service right in the middle of it. You're basically tapping into an audience that's already built for you. This slide right here, this is the core lesson of the entire story. The old way of doing business was spending a fortune on marketing to try and convince customers to come to you. The new way, the much more powerful way, is to simply go where the customers already are. It's a complete flip of the traditional business playbook. So as you start to see these new Mr. Gatti's locations popping up inside of Walmarts, you're not just watching a pizza chain get a second chance. No, you're watching a brilliant and quiet expansion strategy play out in real time, one that was built directly on the ashes of a spectacular failure. And you know what? It seems like people are starting to notice. After hitting rock bottom back in 2019, just look at this trend in online searches for Mr. Gatti's. The interest is climbing again. That leverage strategy is working. It's putting the brand back into people's minds, not with some huge Super Bowl ad, but with simple, everyday visibility right there inside Walmart. So the final thought here is this. If you're interested in business, don't just study the huge success stories. Look at the failures. Really dig in and understand precisely why a company like Mr. Gatti's fell apart, and then study exactly how it adapted to survive. Because mastering that transition from failure to adaptation, that is the most valuable skill you can possibly learn. That is where the real innovation happens.